Hello, and welcome to the August 2021 installment of the How to Leverage the NRMN Network webinar series. My name is Johnny Garza, and I'm the Digital Communication Strategist for the National Research Mentoring Network. Just so you all know, this webinar is being recorded and will later be posted to NRMN's YouTube channel. This recording will also be used to share on MyNRMN as a tutorial for our members. We will leave time for a Q&A session at the end, so please put any questions you may have into the chat and we'll make sure to address those at the end. A little background of the National Research Mentoring Network. We are a National Institutes of Health, NIH grant-funded initiative whose entire purpose is to diversify the STEM workforce. NRMN started in 2014, and we have amassed over 19,000 mentors and mentees since its inception. Remember, September 20th at 11 a.m. CST, we will host our next How to Leverage the NRMN Network webinar series. We will be sending the link to register in advance in the chat below. Now let's go over our agenda for the day. As you all may know, we recently designed our website last month, so we'll be browsing through the resources on our website, including signing up for our newsletter and accessing our diversity funding opportunities page. We'll show you how to navigate our site, NRMNnet.net, which will be placed in the chat below. Then we'll go over our webinars and YouTube channel. Katie will then be presenting features on MyNRMN, then we'll leave room for questions. Let's head to NRMNnet.net. As you can see here, we have a lovely new design and we hope you enjoy it. Now let's move on to our main links and resources. So when you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll be able to stay updated on all that's happening in the NRMN community. You'll head over to the news tab right up here, and you'll click subscribe to NRMN newsletter. Our September newsletter will be coming out soon, so now is the chance to subscribe. We'll be putting the link in the chat below. Now let's navigate to our diversity funding opportunities page. You'll go right back to the news drop-down menu. You'll click diversity funding opportunities. In this page right here, you'll keep checking this page to discover more. If you also have any opportunities you'd like us to post, please let us know. And now we will head to our YouTube channel. In our YouTube channel, you'll be able to access all of our webinars. Our last career development webinar focused on the NIH HR program and its forward funding opportunities, as you can see right here. Another webinar that is on here is the first one in our unconscious bias course webinar series titled Navigating Microaggressions in Academic Medicine, and that's right here. So we encourage you to view these and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you won't miss a webinar upload. Now I'll be turning it over to Katie Stinson, our virtual engagement strategist, as she'll be taking us through a deep dive on MyNRMN.
Thank you, Johnny. And let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, I believe everyone can see that now. Hello, everyone. My name is Katie Stinson, and as Johnny said, I am the virtual engagement strategist for the National Research Mentoring Network. Thus, my role within this network is actually managing and promoting MyNRMN and helping all the users navigate this platform. So what we're going to do today is go over MyNRMN and its brand new user interface, which was just launched last week. So as you can see, things are a little bit different in MyNRMN than they were about a week ago. And that is all because we're trying to make things simpler and easier for everyone within our network. So the first thing that you'll notice is that there is no longer a panel here on the left. We kept adding so many new features that we were running out of room and where you had to scroll down to find all of the different features available for you to utilize. So instead, we've tried to be a little more intuitive about what you're doing and how you're going to navigate in here. So instead of this panel on the left, you'll see that you have menu options up here at the top that link out, or I'm sorry, not link out, but really drop down to all of our different features. So everything is still the same usability as it used to be, and everything still has the same functionality and way of going about using it. It's just located and organized in a slightly different, more strategic pattern. So again, how NRMN is always utilized and how MyNRMN has always been set up is that we have our matching algorithm recommendations up here along the top. Down here, we have our Find a Mentor, which we're also going to link out to in a little bit to show it on a full page. The same with Ask a Mentor, we're also going to link out to that and show that on a full page as well. Then down the center is your status updates and your news feed and all of that stuff. So anybody with whom you're connected, any groups that you're a member, all of that will be posted here for any updates that those have. Then if you are involved in any guided virtual mentoring programs, all of those will be accessible here. You can see I'm in 2 different mentoring connections at the moment. Then there's also a quick links to everyone with whom you're connected, and also you can easily reach out and send them a message or schedule a meeting with them in the future. Then finally, the last box over here are recommended groups. And this is also based on that matching algorithm. Now, something I didn't mention earlier was that our matching algorithm is actually really special. So not only is it derived from how you complete your profile, but it also comes from how you utilize MyNRMN. So it's a dynamic algorithm that actually learns how you utilize MyNRMN and the types of people you're connecting with. Say you keep connecting with geneticists, then it's going to start recommending other geneticists for you to connect with. Say you're linking up with people that are most commonly at the University of North Texas Health Science Center, where I'm located. You'll see that all of them are from there, and that's who is being recommended to me because that is seeing a pattern in who I connect with. So all of that, how you interact in the system, things that you post, things that you like, all of that is going to factor into our matching algorithm to help make more succinct and clear connection recommendations for you. So all right, let's dive into everything that's available within MyNRMN. First and foremost, I like to tell people to always start here with a search feature, because this is just going to give you a broad overview of what is available in MyNRMN and really how expansive it is. So I like to start with a really broad term, such as biology. And from there, we can see that we've yielded almost 3,500 results just from the term of biology. And whenever we go back into the filter results, we can also see how that's broken up. So it's done by members, and that can even be further filtered down to mentees or mentors. That also is by groups, which I'll be showing you that feature in just a little bit. Also by questions, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. And journals, again, we'll be getting to that soon. If there were other things in here, such as or if other things were tagged for biology, such as publications or any questions or anything, all of that would be tied in here. And that way you're really searching the entire network every time you put in a key term here. Then you can also further search by institution and by further interest. So this is why I say to start broad, because whenever you get down here to this interest, you'll be able to further narrow down your interest. And plus, this just gives you an all-encompassing view. And so you can see what all is going into biology and how much further it's being broken down by that. Then if there are any concepts mentioned, you can also filter by that. And then finally, you can filter by location. So next, everyone has buttons next to them. So I'm going to go through what these are. So first and foremost, you can see everybody has this Ask Me a Question button. And that's really a way that you can, guess what, ask somebody a question. I know we try to make it really easy for you. So basically, if you want to reach out and ask a question to anybody, you have a very clear, easy, definite way where you can do that. So then next, you also can request a connection from anybody with whom you are not currently connected. Finally, we have this request mentoring. Now, something I want to point out is that there are multiple facets of mentoring, but also that I am a mentor in the system, and I can still go through and request mentoring from any other mentor in the system too. So that's something that we find really important, is that, you know, everybody in the system can use mentoring at any point in time, even if they are someone that is currently mentoring other people. Now, another aspect of this mentoring right here is that you can have as many mentors and you can request as many mentors as you like and be connected with as many mentors as you like. So this is really a self-structured mentoring that you are going to guide your way through it, and you are going to determine how you're going to meet up and go through things. And you can also have your own network of mentors that you can build up through this. So, all right, so then what is different here too is that instead of this panel on the left, we're going to have our connections here, and we can see all the different ways that we can access our connections, but then we'll also see different actions here that are available to us. But if none of these things are what you want to do, that's okay. You can either click home or click MyNRMN and go back to your main screen where you have access to everything within that menu along the top. So now I'm just going to start from the left and work our way to the right to kind of show you where everything is in here and introduce you to all of the new arrangement of this. So first, within connections, we're going to be able to see my connections. And these are all the people which you are connected to. And so within your connection, you can actually go through and search for them, schedule calls with them, or even just start your own discussion with them. And you can actually see your thread of discussions within there. You can also invite new members or even start searching and connecting with new members. But we'll click on that button because it's going to be up here too. Next, if you want to search specifically for mentees, so I'm a mentor in the system. If I'm looking for more mentees to connect with, I can search them here. Alternatively, if I want to search mentors, that's also available there too. And if I was a mentor, if I was a mentee in the system, this would actually say my mentor. So it would just be the opposite. So here is find a mentor, and this is that request mentoring that I was talking about earlier. This is another way to access that and actually start and finding that mentor. So the difference here is that from the search field, you are searching members, groups, etc. Within this, you are just searching for mentors. So it's going to limit that search, and that's all that you're going to be searching for, people in here who are tagged as mentors. So next, we're going to go to connect with members, and you will see that this is just another way to go about and search the entire network, just like we looked at earlier whenever we had that field up here. You can see we don't have that field up here because we are currently in that field. And then finally, within this section, we have recommended members. And that again is using that matching algorithm. And you can see all the different people here that are recommended for me to match with just based on the way I've completed my profile as well as how I interact in the system. So you can see everything that is here within this My Connections. But if what you're looking for isn't right here, that's okay. You can either click Home or My NRMN, and that will take you back to your dashboard. So from there, I'm going to click on this Ask a Mentor. Now, this is a great feature because it's one of the few ways that you can reach out to anybody within the network. So if you have a question that you know that, or you don't think anybody that you're currently connected to could answer, and you're not really sure where to go with this, this is a great place to go because everybody within the network, our over 19,000 members, will be able to see this question and actually reply to it. And you can see that people are, in fact, replying to this. So any question that you have, again, if you do not know where to go with it, you're not sure who to directly ask, you can post it into this Ask Me a Question feature. It'll get posted to everybody's dashboard, and anybody who has an answer or can provide some feedback for you, they will be able to reply here, and that way you will be able to obtain that response. And it even can start a dialogue and a thread with everybody replying too. Now you'll see also from this Ask a Question that you can connect back with anybody within your connections, or you also have access to this, which is other features within the network that you might want to access at this point. Now we're going to come to this actual tab later. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main home screen. So up next is My Mentor. Now this is our one-on-one guided virtual mentoring platform. Now none of the functionality within My Mentor has changed at all, but if anyone is unfamiliar with it, this is a one-on-one mentoring program where a mentee and mentor engage in a long-term mentoring connection and where they are provided discussion prompts along the way to help guide them through that connection over the span of about 4.5 months. Now, that is just the default setting is 4.5 months, but you are more than welcome to shorten it or extend it or do whatever you need to make it work for you. Now, I'm a mentor in the system who has already enrolled in this platform. But if you are a mentor who has not enrolled, this would actually be a blue button right here, and it would say enroll as a mentor, and then you would just click that and enroll. Alternatively, if you are a mentee, you would actually see these as radio buttons where you could select whichever path or curriculum is most applicable to you. And then you would click this button here to actually find a mentor. And there's 3 different ways to find a mentor within the system. One is using that matching algorithm. 2 is that you can conduct a search and actually use your own key terms to find your mentor. And 3 is actually to request that the system administrator, AKA myself, will find and search for a match for you and actually initiate that request. So all of this is available here. We frequently do deeper dives and tutorials into My Mentor. So please, if you have any questions on this one, reach out to us and let us know, and I would be happy to walk you through the process. So for now, we're going to go back to our dashboard. Again, just that way we can see what all is here as we walk through it. So up next is My Courses. Now, this is something that's a fairly new feature. We just launched it right at a year ago. Actually, it was at the tail end of July in 2020 that we launched this. And our first course is the Unconscious Bias course. And you can see how many members we've had just over the past year. Now, the Unconscious Bias course was developed with from the content of 2 unconscious bias experts, each from AACOM. And from there, they built out this course and it has just taken off and we are so proud of it. It has 5 modules. Each module takes about 20 minutes and then you have a completion certificate at the end. Now, coming soon, hopefully this fall, we actually have a new course coming out that is going to be a 2-part course. So technically 2 different courses, and it's all on mentee training. And we're calling it Launching Research, and it'll be in parts 1 and 2. So be on the lookout for that this fall as it's coming soon. Up next from our dashboard is our newest feature. This is our jobs and internships board. So if you are looking for any type of opportunity, whether it's a job, an internship, a call for abstracts, a call for presentations, summer research opportunities, training opportunities, all of that can be posted within here. And so if you are looking for something like that, feel free to come and peruse and see what's here. If there's something you like, then you can flag it. And then that way you can actually go and see your favorite jobs. If you would like to post anything, anybody, mentees and mentors alike, can post jobs. You can also search just by newest jobs and even go back and look at the jobs that you've posted. Now, if you know someone who has jobs that they would like posted or has opportunities that they would like posted, but they're not a member of MyNRMN, that's okay. Have them contact us and we would be happy to post this here for them, or even work with them on how they can get it posted too. So again, this is all within My Jobs, and you can see we've got a lot going on here and we are always looking to add more here. So coming up next through our links on the dashboard, you can see that we have this journals. So I'm going to start with the NRMN journals. So what this is that everybody within MyNRMN has their own personal blog space, and people use this for all kinds of things. You can see that some are calling for open applications. Others are seeking mentors and just want to talk about what they're looking for. Others are talking about forensic science. I've seen others in here that are saying, I have goals for, my upcoming trip to SACNAS. And all of this, again, is based on your matching algorithm. So it's going to show you the things that are most pertinent for you. And if you would like to contribute to this NRMN journals, you can do so by clicking My Journals. And whenever you click this, you can actually go in and create your own personal space for this. And whenever you do that, let's say maybe you want to have your own personal space to write, but you're not comfortable with it going out to the entire network. That's okay. You can click it as private and it will only be accessible to your connections. Alternatively, if you would like it to demonstrate or to display on that NRMN journals, you can click here and it will go into a public space. But here is how you would post all that. And again, it's just your own personal blog space to put out into the NRMN universe of how you would like to interact and what you're looking for, what your goals are, anything of that nature. So next, we're going to head back to our dashboard. And again, you'll be able to navigate to all of these different things much more seamlessly whenever you're actually familiar with this and going straight to My Actions. But I'm just showing you everything from a baseline so that way you can see how to get to and from things at this point. So next, we're going to go into groups. So first, I'm going to start here with this NRMN groups. So this is actually going to show you all of the groups which are public, invite only, or announcements groups. Any group that is considered private will not show up in this list because that is something that is, like the name suggests, private. But for here, you can see that we have over 200 groups, and you can actually search through the groups and see if there's something out here that pertains for you. Now, something else too, you can also search through your own personal groups. Now, because I am an administrator, I am a part of a lot of groups that I've helped people start. So mine's going to be a little more in depth than yours, but that's okay. You might get here at some point in time too. I highly encourage it. But if you have found that searching through NRMN groups, there isn't a group that really fits what you're looking for, you're not already a member of specifically what you're looking for, anybody in the network, mentees and mentors alike, can create their own groups. And so you can either click this blue button or click this blue writing, and you can actually open up the screen to create your own groups. Now, I spoke earlier that only public groups, invite only, and announcements would show up in that search feature. Anything that is private is not searchable by anybody else, and people will only know about it if they receive an invite to join that group. But creating a group is incredibly simple. You give it a name, you put in a description. If you want it to be searchable, you can put in tags. You're going to have your own unique URL, and you can even customize the back end of that URL. You can upload any resources such as best practices or guidelines for discussions, that type of thing. And then you can assign multiple owners to that group too. So, and the owners can be changed and shifted out as well. So if you have a group that you have maybe for a chapter of an organization on your campus or something, and the owners are going to switch out every year, you can absolutely do that. And if you want any help getting this set up and just walking you through the process, I'm happy to do that too. So please just reach out to us at any time, and we are happy to do that. Finally, you're able to upload a group image. And something else I want to show you too, just really quick, is that whenever you shift it over to invite only, then you also can go ahead and send out invites to members as well. All right, so for now, I'm going to go back to my groups. And you can see here, we've navigated everything within the group section. So I'm going to go back to our dashboard. All right, we're to that last tab, the My Actions. So from here, you can see we've got a lot of features in here, and I'm going to quickly go through all of these just to kind of give you a perusal of what they all are. So first up is My Publications. So this was actually put out about 2 years ago. And the reason for it is that NIH now requires any applicant to sync their ORCID ID with their application. And so we created a space where you can actually create your ORCID ID and sync it with your NRMN profile just to make sure that everything is up to date and ready to go for any application you need to submit. Now, if you don't have an ORCID ID, this would actually show up as a button here that would take you to create it, and that it would sync it here. If anyone is not familiar with an ORCID ID, it is basically an online resume that also houses all of your publications. So anytime you've been published, this will help sync it all together and just make it easily accessible and findable. And you can see I've got my 2 sources here. And then you can also go straight to the ORCID website within this tab. However, if you do not have an ORCID ID, or if you don't want to sync it up with this, or if you're not ready to create one, for whatever reason, you can also download your articles and publications directly from PubMed as well. And you can also add additional aliases or anything like that in case you go by, just first name dot last name, or however you normally are published. So next up, you'll see that we have the My Calendar. Now from here, something I want to point out is that within My Calendar, you'll see this, we have schedule a video call in this orange button at the top of the screen. So this also will take you directly into My Calendar, and it will be the same as if you open up this event. So from here, if you just go with a general event, you can change it to be a seminar, face-to-face, video call, which is what it directly opens to when you click this orange button, lecture, or office hours. So from here, you can go and schedule your event. Make sure whenever you add any participants that you click add directly after, so they get directly added into that. And then from there you can save, and it will send it out to everybody. Now, something about our schedule a video call is that it is very, very, very secure, in that only people that you actually directly invite into your schedule a video call are going to be able to actually attend that video call. This is not an invite that can be forwarded around to other people. And then also everyone has to be logged into their MyNRMN account in order to access that call as well. So it is very secure. There is no chance of anybody being able to hack into your call or anything like that. So this is the calendar. And you can also sync this calendar with your personal calendar, so you're not checking in multiple places to see what your day is going to be. So if anyone wants to sync this, you just simply copy this link, open it into a new tab, press enter, and then follow the instructions, and it'll help you sync that with your personal calendar. So next on this is My Files. Now this is your own personal file repository that you're going to have within the system. And you can see it is very easy. You just drag and drop files there to upload. And from there, any files that you personally have uploaded, you can share directly with other people that you're connected to. You can also make any edits to that posting that you uploaded, or you can delete it out. Now, something else too is that all of these are going to be posted to your timeline or news feed. But if you do want to share it directly with somebody, that's how you would do it. Now, people can also, you can see this one was shared directly with me. I can share this with other people. However, because I was not the one who uploaded it, I'm not able to make any edits to it or delete it out. Next up is the My CV Resume Builder. And I have to admit, I'm biased. This is my favorite feature within the entire network. So first and foremost, it walks you through all the steps of creating your CV or resume and all the different things that you will need to put in here. You can also use your display picture to post it in there if you want, and then you can choose a color here. Now, whenever you make any updates to this, whenever you do anything, make sure you click publish, and then you'll get this lovely green bar at the top with your own unique URL. From there, you click go. And you can see a perfectly formatted CV that has everything that you need on it. And from there too, anybody who has this link will be able to access your CV or resume. So what I've seen people do is actually convert this to a QR code or a bit.ly link and put that on their poster presentations, put it on their business cards. And then that way it's just readily available and accessible for anybody who needs to access your CV. Plus, anytime you make updates to this, so long as you click publish, all of the content within this URL is going to update too. So you're not going to be constantly having to change out that URL. You're not going to have to change out your bit.ly links or your QR codes. Those will automatically update with your most recently saved CV. And then finally within this too, if anybody needs a PDF of it, they can download that PDF. So all of that is available for you. Now, the last action in here is My Mentor, and we've already gone over that, so I won't do that again. But from here, you can see that we have now been able to quickly navigate throughout the entire network, and it's just very easy and seamless, and it all is very intuitive for what you are going to need next. But if for some reason we were not able to predict exactly what you wanted next, that's okay. You can go back to your dashboard and quickly access anything that you need. Now, I want to point out a few more things. Right here along the top, this little globe, that is all of your different notifications that you'll have. You can see I have a bit of a lot. If you would like to go back to the NRMN website, that is accessible here. If you have any questions or want to see any tutorials, all of that is accessible here through this. And this is also where you would be able to submit a support ticket if you're having any issues with the system at all. Now, I want to point out that we are updating all of this content now, but as I've shown you throughout here, the actual functionality of all of our systems and all of our features within here is exactly the same. It's just the navigation to those that have changed a little bit. Then also here, if you ever need to go back through and check out that onboarding process again, if you ever want to go back through that and make any changes or make any updates, you can always go to that Get Started here. But then you can also access my profile and make any changes to that too. And even say, hey, I just finished my undergrad. I want to update that and say that I'm going to grad school, or say that I now have a job, or, show whatever you're progressing through your career, through your education, and just make sure to keep your profile up to date, because that will influence that matching algorithm. Then you can also, if you chose to upload your CV or resume instead of utilizing our CV resume builder, you can go through and access it there. You can also see anybody that you've invited, or if you happen to be part of a cohort, which I know I didn't go over today, but if you happen to be part of a cohort and were recommended links for them, for groups, for My Mentor, for anything else, you would be able to access that here. So, all right, that is going through the entire network. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put those in the chat. I know I've gone through this very quickly, but we are hoping to be able to use this as a tutorial video. So if you have any questions though about this, I would be happy to answer them now. Alternatively, one last thing I want to point out, if you need to reach out to us at any point in time, you can utilize this help feature and go here and submit a request. Or at the bottom of every page is send feedback. And you can always come here and send feedback to us. We get those all the time, and we are happy to respond to any messages that you send us there. So, all right, I want to make sure we open it up for questions and leave any time for that. So something else too that we have updated within this, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is all going through very quickly now. And so everything is loading. We've updated this so that whenever there are updates now, that we can actually update these individual pieces rather than doing the entire network. So it'll just make it that much more seamless for you as you're going through this. In addition to that too, we are making it so that there are individual links to the different features within here. So now we can link out directly to My Mentor, link out directly to the unconscious bias course. So that is something that if you're looking to share just specific features with people, we are able to facilitate that as well. All right, I'm not seeing any questions come through. So I want to open it back up to Johnny and see if he has anything you'd like to share. Otherwise, we can go ahead and wrap this up.
Thank you so much for that deep dive, Katie. It was great to explore the new user interface and learn about MyNRMN's features. We encourage all of you to log into MyNRMN today so you can start using these features today. Again, our next How to Leverage to the NRMN Network webinar is on September 20th at 11 a.m. CST. So you can access it via the link you used to log into this webinar, as well as registering for it in the link we sent in the chat below. Thank you all so much for attending this webinar, and have a wonderful day.